What is dating going to be like? I don't know how to be single. Sometimes it's time to walk away.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's time to let go. You have an option. If you're unhappy, you can either stay another 5 years with this person where you're going to stay unhappy, or you can go the next 5 years really redefining yourself and doing what you truly want to do that's going to make you happy.
When do you know it's time to walk away? When the person that you're with doesn't give it their all, if they don't put in the work, if they don't put in the effort. That's a big indicator that maybe this is time to walk away.
Never sacrifice your peace for someone else's happiness. Don't forget who you were before they came crashing into your life, because
Correct.
you were someone before.
That would insinuate that you're, without them, that you're a half. And you're not. You one is, I've said it before, one is a whole number. You yourself are perfect the way you are. It is time to walk away.
You ever felt like you were in a relationship, you didn't know what to do, you were unhappy, you're nervous, you're uncomfortable, you don't want to start fresh, all you know is this person. What is dating going to be like? I don't know how to be single. Sometimes it's time to walk away.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's time to let go. The coffee breakup is here to help you, guide you, and show you how to do it and not look back.
Absolutely. I mean, you and I, we've both been in relationships that shaped us to the men that we are today. And a lot of those relationships ended, and some of them were worse than others. Some of the breakups were harder than others. And I can remember my hardest breakup. It was devastating. But it was also a time for me to kind of find out who I am, who I want to become, relearn. It was a rebirth, right? It was identifying my true purpose and who I really want to be. And so a lot of times, like, those darkest moments could be a like catalyst for greatness, for you to figure out what you want out of life. And so I know that when you're in it, when you're going through it, if you feel like there's no tomorrow, you feel like your best days are in the past, when the truth of the matter is some of the best days still lie ahead. You just have to be open enough and willing enough to let go and embrace and go through it.
Yeah, I'm really thinking about it right now on a very unemotional, more logical level. And if we really think about this, not everything really lasts forever. I mean, unless it's, something that you work hard towards. Sometimes, it does have a beautiful ending. But even all healthy relationships, I mean, till death do us part, someone dies, it gets over eventually. But I honestly think that we really get stuck on our exes, or we want to stay in really bad relationships because we're used to that person and we're comfortable with them. I think there's two really main things. One of them is, this is your routine. Every single day you talk to this person. If you're living with them, you see them, you sleep with them, you know what they like, what they don't like, you know what they like to eat, what time they go to the doctor, all these things, a lot of things that you just get so accustomed to this person because they're almost an extension of you at this point. You see them every single day. So then when they're removed from it, it's almost like, I'm unfamiliar with the routine now.
Yeah.
So then you panic, right? But then eventually you go back to a normal routine that you create. So if you're panicking of leaving the partner because you just don't know what to expect, or you feel like maybe you just broke up, but you keep finding yourself wanting to reach back out or thinking about your ex, it's all because it's a routine. So just like you have something that you're familiar with every single day that you're doing, eventually you got to get uncomfortable. Once you get uncomfortable, you start understanding, I don't have to talk to this person anymore. I won't be sleeping next to them all the time. I won't be getting them ready or cooking them food. They're not going to be taking out my trash or whatever the hell it is that you've built on this routine. You will build another routine after that. You were able to build one with this person. When they are removed from this, you will be able to build a new one. Life will go on. I also think that when it's time to, or what makes it very difficult for someone to go is, shit, I just lost it.
You lost it?
I lost it. One was the routine. The overinvestment. And people, they hate wasting their time, especially when time is so limited. We work so hard to do this. We go to work, we try to go to the gym, we eat, whatever, all this stuff. So when you really want to invest in someone, you start dating them, you want to take them out, or maybe you give them time as a woman. You don't want to just date anybody. So you're like, you know what, I'm going to give this guy an opportunity. You're probably there for maybe 6 months, a year, maybe 5 years. And you think, was that all for nothing?
Yeah.
So no, we can't. I know it wasn't for nothing. So it's almost like those 5 years, you could have done so many other things, but you chose to stay with this person. you have an option. If you're unhappy, you can either stay another 5 years with this person where you're going to stay unhappy, or you can go the next 5 years really redefining yourself and doing what you truly want to do that's going to make you happy. And I think that's what's important, because life will go on, whether they're there or they're not. It's up to you to choose if you want to live this life of unhappiness or toxicity. If you've already exhausted any type of way of trying to salvage it and save it, save yourself. I know it's going to hurt initially when you do so, but you have such a long life ahead of you that you can find so much more peace, joy, and happiness if you find that back for yourself.
Yeah, the way I see it, and I think a really good way to kind of look at it and tackle it is, I don't think those, depending how long you've been with somebody, I don't look at it as, oh, I wasted 3 years of my life. No, like this was somebody that you've built a life with. You love them. You've created amazing memories. Yeah, it didn't work out for better or for worse, but they were still a big part of your life. It's an experience. It's what made life worth it. That's what life is all about. The wins, the losses, the cries, the celebrations, the laughters, and also breakups. They're part of life. So I don't look at it as, oh my God, I wasted 3 years of my life. No, this was an amazing experience. And it unfortunately ran its course. And this is now time to move on and open up a new chapter. The way I look at life is, and especially people in my life, it's almost like a train ride, right? Different stops, people get on, people get off. Some people stay longer, some people get off sooner. But that's what life is all about. Hopefully, we'll have people on who stay all the way till the end. But some people, everybody has their own path, own journey that they have to get on. This could be a friendship. This could be a romantic partner. This could be a husband, a wife. But I don't look at it as like, wow, they left now. My life is over. I wasted 5 years of my life. No, this is what they had to do. You guys built a great life. You guys had a great experience. And I know it's tough in the moment. And there's so many emotions involved and feelings. But like you were saying, objectively speaking, it's time to move on. It's time to build a new life.
Yeah, I see life as a car ride.
Okay.
Okay.
Trains, a car. Okay.
Listen, you can drive sometimes when you're going to your destination. It's a smooth drive. Green lights all the way through. You're like, fuck, today's a good day.
Yeah.
Relationships, you have amazing days.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes you get stuck in traffic. Those days are probably pretty tough, maybe, and your relationships, it's, it's just not perfect. But, it's traffic. You're used to it. It's no big deal. It's probably a little thing. You will get to the destination eventually.
Sure,
it happens. Sometimes it's a rainy day.
Yeah.
And you're fucking stuck in hour traffic. And you're like, this fucking day sucks. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then some days when you're driving, accidents happen, unfortunately. What do you do at that point? The car's done. There's nothing you can do. That's a very shitty day. And that's kind of like when it comes to a really bad relationship. You kind of end on this course and it's like, do I get back into the car and keep driving it? I can't. This car is destroyed. It's totaled. I can't get back into this car.
Sometimes you can fix it. Sometimes it's a total loss.
It's fixable, but sometimes you look at the car and you're like,
fucked.
I can't get back into this thing.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I'm even alive.
Not safe to get back in.
It's not at all. It's impossible. Yet you kind of just fall into this mindset of, well, somehow I have to make this car drive again. I have to make this car work. But sometimes you got to walk away and you have to just get into another car. Or maybe you got to, take some time off before you can drive again. Maybe you're traumatized. You don't want to get into a car. You baby steps, Uber. Have someone drive you around.
Yeah.
But I hope that kind of metaphor
That's a really good
helps a little bit, because not every day is going to be perfect. Some days are going to be amazing. But when you reach its point that you're like, man, I don't think I can continue driving anymore. Yeah. Sometimes it's time to go. Yeah, sometimes it's time to go away.
I love that. It was a great analogy, great metaphor, too.
Yeah, so we have some things here that we've written down. A healthy relationship takes 100% effort from both partners.
Yeah, I think that's a big indicator in terms of when do you know it's time to walk away. When the person that you're with doesn't give it their all, if they don't put in the work, if they don't put in the effort, that's a big indicator that maybe this is time to walk away.
100%. And it's frustrating because we talk about it all the time, man. You try, dude. You could just try. Some days you don't want to try. Some days you're in your own little traffic when you're a little car ride home, right? And you just need a break. And then so we kind of talked about it before, where it's like, your partner, sometimes they need a little bit of space where you can't always expect them or count on them to be there 100%. Well, that's why you got to step up and you got to support them. Obviously, there gets to a point that you do need some sort of reciprocation from them, but you do have to kind of step up, and you should try as well. You can't expect them. Well, I'm 100% every single day. You didn't show up 100 today, so now I'm gonna do my 90 because you're at 90. It's like, no, like that's where you stay at 100 to show them like, yo, I'm still here, dude. Yeah, I know that you're probably having a rough day, and when you're good, guess what? I'll be here, willing to accept your 100. There's maybe days that I ain't at my 100, but I gotta make sure that at least on the days that you can, you're willing to put 100%.
For sure.
And I think that's important, man, because no matter what, as long as you try, no matter what happens, because mistakes do happen, and rainy days happen. Sometimes you're stuck in traffic in your own in your relationship, just waiting there. You're a little bit frustrated.
Yeah.
But as long as people try, the destination will be there. You'll get there.
Yeah, you can overcome almost, and I've said it in the past. You can almost overcome anything with your partner as long as both of you guys are trying. But if one person doesn't really want to do it, there's no way you can salvage the relationship.
Absolutely, and it's funny because from 1 to 5, the last one is never sacrifice your peace for someone else's happiness. And because we keep talking about effort and how you need to try, but and then we say we'll support them. Sometimes they're in their own little emotional traffic, situation where they can't really have that output of 100%. They can't try as much as they usually do. But there's a point that says, well, how much more am I willing to tolerate before I say, hey, this is just not for me anymore? Yeah. And you should never sacrifice that level of peace for their happiness. You shouldn't just lose who you are in order to try to salvage whatever's left of the relationship. Yeah. And that's why we start with the whole course and the book about yourself, because you really need to know who you are. And you're one of the persons that said it first, that I got it from. It's don't forget who you were before they came crashing into your life, because you were someone before. Yeah. And just like you said, it's not like a wasted time. And if anything, a relationship's an experience. It's who was I before, who was I during, and who am I today after. Yeah. There's a lot of lessons that are learned, and there's a lot of failures that happen, but those failures get us closer to success, because we know now what we don't like, and it took that fucking relationship in order for us to understand if we were worth it or not, if we deserved that. Am I worth that time? That's what that relationship's all about. So whether you had a toxic relationship or it was an amazing relationship, everything happens, but there's a huge lesson that's on the other side of that, and you are a brand new person on that other side than you were before you got in the relationship, when you were during the relationship. But don't forget that you were still whole before they came into your life.
You're still you. And so realize that no one else completes you. Like people are like, oh, like the one, where's the one? I got to find my other half. It's like, that would insinuate that without them, that you're a half. And you're not. You're one is, I've said it before, one is a whole number. You yourself are perfect the way you are. And anybody who comes into your life, they add to it. They don't complete you. They add to your life. And if they choose to leave for whatever reason,
you're still there.
You're still number one. You're still you. You're still you. And so learn to live that. You pick up the pieces and you move on. You live to fight another day. And as we said it here, some relationships are meant to be for a lifetime. Others are just for a season. There's different seasons in life. And hopefully you're with somebody for many years, and as bad times, good times, great ups and downs. And that's a great experience. But sometimes people, it ends, and it's okay for things to end, right? Sooner or later, everything kind of comes to an ending, and so, you have to be reasonable, you have to be understanding, and you have to be willing to just go on. There's going to be a next day. There's going to be somebody else out there.
Yeah. I think the key takeaways to take from this section is life will go on, and I associate it like this. I'm 30 years old, and when I was 20, whatever I knew from 0, 1, whatever, to 20 years old, I thought that's all that I knew. I thought that's all that was possible, right? And then I turned 25, and I'm like, shit, I learned so many more things. Like, who was I 25 to 20? Huge change. I'm 30. I didn't think I was going to get to 30. Now I'm at 30. So now I'm almost programmed like, well, 35 is going to come. Now, as long as, hopefully everything's healthy and I don't have any issues and I take care of myself, 35 will come. So will 40. So will 50. So will 60. Hopefully 70, 80, 90. There's more out there. There's more time that will go. There's more learning. There's more growing. Sure. There's more healing. There's more development, more relationships that you're going to meet, more people in your life, more work opportunities, career paths. There is so much more. At the end of the day, dude, we're a small speck of dust floating around on a little rock in space. Just fucking who knows what the fuck is out there. But we got to make the best of what we can when we're here. Life will go on. Live for the day. Bet on the future, because you will be around. And don't think that what you're currently going through is going to be the end all be all result of the rest of your life. And also don't think that your past and where you came from defines your future either. You have all control and all the power in your life to make the changes today, to be the better person, happier person, to move on. Because a lot of times we find ourselves in relationships where we feel like it's the right move is to leave. We panic. We're afraid. What do we do without this person? Or we feel like we're almost weakened by this person because we're afraid to leave them. Well, this is why you got to find that fire underneath you. You got to find that passion and find that security within you. And that's what we're trying to do. We want everybody to just love themselves so much. So whenever you get faced with a situation where you say, this isn't how it's supposed to be, it's time to walk away, you have the strength to do so.
Absolutely. In 6 months, in a year, you're going to look back at this and you're going to be like, man, the coffee breakup was right. I made it. I made it through some of the darkest days of my life. And that's what life is all about. You look back, you're like, man, I didn't think I can overcome this. I overcame this. What else can I overcome? Like, look where I am in life. Look at all the challenges I've succumbed and I've surpassed. And it's like, that's what life is all about. You look back, you're like, oh shit, I made this. What else can I do? And that's what it's about. So don't be afraid to be alone. Don't be afraid to go through the mud and go through the heartbreak. Embrace it, soak it all in, and make the most out of it, you know?
I concur. I feel like, look, we all have a lot of opportunities in our lives, and we're very blessed just to be alive. I mean, there was a video that I saw of like, I forgot what it was, but it was that like scientist guy who says like, if you understood the probability of you just being alive, it's ridiculous. Make the best out of your life and do whatever it is that truly makes you happy. Attract those individuals in your life and just be that strong person that you know you can be. So again, if you ever find yourself in a situation like this, you have the strength within yourself to say, if I'm happy, I can stay, but if I'm not, I can leave.
Absolutely. I think this was a great segment.
We had a good little recording session today.
For sure. It was fire. And I think at some point anybody could benefit from this. So if maybe you're not going through it, you have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a friend that's going through it, send it to them. They can benefit from it. That's what life is all about, man. You spread the love, you spread the passion, you spread the wisdom.
I mean, that's exactly why we're doing this. I mean, it's crazy because at first we started because we were just trying to help people talk about relationship shit. And then we wanted to learn about relationships even more. We were interviewing people. But I feel very passionate. As we've gone through this whole, not only did we write the whole thing, we recorded all the pieces to the course, pulled the things from the keys, redefined everything. We did the card game again. Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, there's a lot of projects that we were working on. Yeah. And it's like when we're now like kind of circling back through all of it and looking through it, I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, this is good.
Yeah. This is
it's probably not the best, though, I'll be honest, our first one, but man, if I really go from start to finish and I get to this, I'm like, dude, this all makes sense. Like, this is a really good path for anybody.
It fits. It just fits.
I'm tooting my own horn, all right? So this isn't even like a sales pitch. I'm very proud of this shit. So I hope you're proud of it, too, because this is actually pretty fucking good.
I love it.
Very proud of us. This is good shit.
We did good.
I hope you guys enjoyed, too. I hope you guys are proud of us also, because guess what? I'm proud of you.
We are proud of you. We wish you all the best, and if you need somebody to talk to, you know where you can find us.
www.thecoffeebreakup.com. Check us out over there. Get the keys for free. We need your email. We'll send it to you directly to your email. We got the book. The book is a great. The book. Look how pretty the book is.
Yeah. Show it up. Show it
the
up.
book. You see this? Guess who designed this cover? You see that? Who designed them? Ask Marvin. Who designed it? This guy. Not bad, right? So it's a pretty good book. Not only that, we both contributed to this, and we're very passionate about what we wrote about it. We also had the course. The course goes into every single chapter of the book. It goes in depth that we have those video prompts going to go over.
A few hours of content just for you. You can't find it anywhere but the course. And again, you get a call with us, so that way we can get a little bit of feedback from you, what you thought. But not only that, where we can really dissect and really listen to what it is that you're going through and have a nice little chat with two guys just trying to make the world a better place. For sure. I guess with that being said, thank you so much for the support, guys.
Till next time.
See ya.